Saurabh Deshpande from Teorix Academy. I have informed already on the Telegram as well as on the other social networking sites that we are going to start our online lecture series of engineering mechanics. And as per our promise, we are starting with our online lecture series. And we will go according to the syllabus of the engineering mechanics. You all are aware about the syllabus. So according to the syllabus, we will go one by one and we will cover all the points, and then we will solve all the questions in the previous question papers. And then if you encounter with any doubt, you can post your doubts in the comment box on the Telegram channel or on the WhatsApp, and we will be very happy to solve your doubts. So we will start with the syllabus. Now, what is engineering mechanics? So you all know that engineering mechanics is nothing but force. That's it. A force is involved in the engineering mechanics, entire engineering mechanics. So you must know what is the force. And then we will start with the other concepts of the engineering mechanics. So first we will see what is a force. Okay. Now you all know the force. What is a force? And everybody has different perspective of the force. But now we will see what is the actual technical definition of the force according to the engineering mechanics. And this definition, technical definition of the force, is given by Sir Isaac Newton in its very famous and classical first law of motion. Everybody knows the statement of the Newton's first law of motion, that every body continues to remain in its state of rest or uniform motion unless and until acted upon by external unbalanced force. So this is the statement of precise statement of the law. Please remember that in the engineering field, every statement is a precise statement given by that original scientists or original researchers, and it must be accepted as it is. Okay, so this is the precise statement. Now we can define the force according to this first law as force is that external agency and vector quantity. Most important, it's a vector quantity which changes the state of the body. That's it. It's an extremely simple definition. The force is something which changes the state of the body. Now, state of the body means either the body will be at rest or it will be moving with certain velocity, but the velocity may be constant. So if the body is at rest, then the force is something which takes the body in motion, and if the body is moving with certain constant velocity, then force is something that changes the velocity of the body. That's it. This is the very simple definition of the force. If the object is experiencing balanced state of the forces, then it will be at rest or it will be in the uniform motion. And when it will be subjected to an unbalanced system of forces, then it will move with the changing velocity. Okay? And when velocity will change, it will possess the acceleration. We will see this in the dynamics part of the mechanics. So this is the very simple definition of the force. And this application of the force, this definition of the force is extremely important throughout this course of the mechanics. And therefore, please remember this definition of the force. It may come in the pre-examination. You may be asked about the statement of the force. Now next is systems of the forces. The systems of the forces, why it is important, why we are understanding this concept. The systems of the forces is very important to recognize with which system we are dealing and how to deal with that system. Because all the further concepts, all the equations are applicable depending upon the systems of forces. Once you will get to know the knowledge of concept of systems of forces, then and then only you can apply the equations properly. Okay, without which you will not be able to recognize which equations must be applied there and which are not valid there. Okay, fine. So next point is systems of the forces. We will see the next point, that is systems of forces. Okay. Now, this systems of forces is broadly classified into two different categories. See, we have seen the forces. Now you may think, what is the systems of forces? So system of forces is nothing but so when a single force is applied on the object, then it's a force. And when combination of the forces is acting on the object, then it is a system. That's it. Now system of the forces is broadly classified into two types. First, coplanar. coplanar system of forces, and second is a non-coplanar system of the forces. Okay. Now, before further dividing these systems, first of all, we will see what is the plane. What do you mean by a plane? You must know the concept of planes, then you will understand what is coplanar system and what is non-coplanar system. So I will give you a very simple example, extremely simple example. Consider this one plane, this one wall, then this wall and the floor. Or better way, consider this notebook. Okay, if you look at this notebook, the notebook is a plane. This notebook can be referred as a plane. Now, why it is called as a plane? Because it contains two axes. It contains two axes and its surface is plane. Its surface is straight. Okay. Now, how many planes, such planes are possible, or how many such planes are considered in the engineering mechanics? So, if you look, suppose I will hold a system like this. Suppose I will hold this system like this, and I will put in that I have put this notebook on the floor. So this hand, my hand will act as a floor. So now there will be three different planes. If you see here, there will be three different planes. This is first plane, then this is second plane, and this floor is the third plane. And if you look at this, all these three planes are mutually perpendicular to each other, and therefore practically there are three possible planes. Okay, and all the three planes are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now if I draw the diagram here, diagram of the plane, how the diagram of the plane will look is very simple. This is my first plane, this is my second plane, which will be mutually perpendicular, and this will be my third plane. And all these three planes will be mutually perpendicular to each other. Now this is the concept of the planes. Now accordingly, there are three axes. As there are three planes, accordingly there are three axes. This is my first axis, this is my second axis, and this is my third axis. And these are positive directions of x, y and z axis. And these positive directions are very popularly given by left hand thumb rule. Now what left hand thumb rule indicates? If you take three adjacent fingers of left hand, and if you stretch the fingers in such a way that three fingers will be mutually perpendicular to each other, then these three fingers indicate positive directions of three coordinate axes. That's it. Extremely simple. Very easy to understand what are the positive directions of axes. You may think whether this direction of x-axis is positive or this direction is positive, whether this direction of z-axis is positive or that direction is positive, whether this direction of y-axis is positive or downward is positive. So it's very easy to understand, very easy to recognize that these are the positive directions. This is positive direction of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, where z-axis is pointing towards us. It is pointing towards me. Okay? The z-axis must point towards us. That is the positive direction of z-axis. So I will write here plus x, plus y and plus z. That's it. Accordingly there are three axes and accordingly there are three planes. That's it. It's a very simple, very extremely simple concept. Now we will move towards our coplanar system. Now as its name indicates, this word contains planar, coplanar. So if I consider different forces, acting in different directions, having different magnitudes, F1, F2, F3, F4, whatever. The magnitude may be different, directions are different, but if you look here, all the forces are lying in the same plane, common plane. Now, let us designate the planes. If you look at this plane contains x-axis and y-axis. So this plane is called as xy plane. This plane contains z-axis and y-axis. So this is called as yz plane. And this plane contains x-axis and z-axis. So this plane is called as xz plane. So if if all the forces acting in the system are lying in the same plane, or if you can pass a single plane through all the forces, then it's a coplanar system. Otherwise it is non-coplanar system. In non-coplanar system is also called as space force system. Space force system. In non-coplanar force system, all the forces do not lie in the same plane. Some forces may lie in xy plane, some may lie in yz plane, some may lie in xz plane, or there may be some forces which are randomly oriented, which are making an inclination with all the three planes and all the three axes. Okay, so such system of the forces is non-coplanar force system. Very simple. Now these two constitute broad classification of the systems. Now these classifications are further subdivided into different classifications that we will see now. Okay, so I think you all got this concept of axis and plane. Now we love it, and we will see the further classification now. So now coplanar. What is coplanar? Coplanar system I already know. I have already explained it. Now coplanar system is further subdivided into four categories. First category is concurrent force system. Second is collinear force system. Third category is parallel force system. And last category is general force system. General force system means the system which do not come under these three categories. Such system is called a general force system. And non-coplanar, that we will see later on. First of all, we will see this. So now we will start with the first force system, that is concurrent force system. Concurrent force system, and we are dealing with the coplanar system. Coplanar and concurrent. Okay, so coplanar means system of the forces will lie in the same plane. Now what is concurrent? So we will see the very simple example of concurrent. Forces will lie in the same plane and forces will be concurrent. So for this purpose, suppose let us consider a rigid body. Suppose I will consider any rigid body of irregular shape, and suppose this rigid body is experiencing three different forces. Suppose this rigid body is experiencing three different forces. Okay. Now what I will do, I will extend line of action of all these three forces. Now what is line of action? That you will think. Okay, the question may arise, what is line of action? See, as an engineer, you must ask questions to yourself. This habit must be developed. You must ask the questions. What is this? And you must try to get answers of that questions. Then and then only you will be an officer. You will crack the competitive examinations. So when I will say that I will extend line of action, then you must immediately ask the question to yourself, what must be a line of action of the force? So first of all, we will see line of action. So line of action is that imaginary line which passes through the force or along which the force acts. So if you consider this force, the line of action of this force can be extended like this. Now it is an imaginary line, so it should not be drawn with a continuous line. It must be a dotted. All the imaginary lines are drawn by the dotted lines. So this is the line of action of this force. Let me call this force as F1. This force as F2. This force as F3. Line of action of F1 is drawn. Similarly, I will extend line of action of F2. So extended line of action will look like this for F2. And it's a line. And as you know, property of the line has infinite extent. Okay, line has infinite extent on both the sides. So you can extend this line up to infinity. Okay, extend this to the infinity. And then F3. So here also you can extend the line of action of F3 up to infinity, wherever you want. Okay. And if you look at this now, all these three lines of actions are passing through a common point. And this common point, and if all these line of actions are passing through a common point, then the system is called as concurrent force system. That's it. It's extremely simple. Okay. And if the lines of actions are not passing through a common point, then it is non-concurrent force system. It's that simple. Fine. So practically, if you look at this example where all the forces are passing through a common point, you can think of a balloon. You can think of a large balloon which is raised by hydrogen gas. So that balloon is stabilized by using the ropes, and those ropes are tied at a single point, and that ropes are subjected to the tensile forces. So when the balloon is raised up, then the ropes are subjected to the forces due to the weight which is kept in that balloon, and all the tensile forces are ultimately meeting at a common point. So that is the example of this concurrent force system. But the forces are not lying in the same plane. In the case of balloon, they are lying in the different plane. So that is the case of non-coplanar force system. Okay. So I think you have got this concept, concurrent force system, and if the forces are not passing through a common point, it is non-concurrent. Okay. Now second force system is collinear. Second system of the forces is collinear system. Now its name indicates, as the name suggests, this collinear contains linear, means a line, means a line of action of all the forces is same. Okay. See, all these systems of the forces are named according to the properties which it contains. This line of action is same, therefore it is called as collinear. Okay. So if this is the line of action, if I draw the line of action, then all the forces act along the same line of action. If I take the practical example, then this is the rod, this is the rod, this is axis of the rod which is passing through centroid of the cross section, and it is subjected to two axial forces. Now this type of example is seen in the strength of materials, where the rod is subjected to two tensile forces or two compressive forces, and you have to find out total elongation, you have to find out stress, you have to find out strain, and you have to find out different parameters related to the object. So here your object is experiencing two forces, axial forces, and if you look at this line of action, the same line of action is shared by both the forces. If you extend the line of action, the line of action of this force is also passing through the same force, another force, and therefore these two forces are said to be collinear. That's it. And if line of action is different, then they are non-collinear, obviously. Okay. Now third system of the forces is parallel. Now I think the name itself indicates what will be the parallel force system. No need to explain. If line of action of all the forces is parallel to each other, then it's a parallel force system. Let me give you a very simple example, very practical example in front of you. Look at these two nails, and this blackboard is hanged by using that nails, and this self weight of the blackboard is acting through the nails in the vertically downward direction. Means this nail is also subjected to vertically downward force, and that another nail is also subjected to vertically downward force. Means both the forces are vertical. Line of action is vertical. Therefore, they are parallel to each other. Therefore, here itself you can see the parallel force system. Another example in the civil engineering field is that if you consider the raft foundation, a raft foundation is the foundation which is spread over the entire area of the construction. And if this raft foundation is containing four columns at the boundary, suppose like this, these are the four columns of the raft foundation which are located at the boundary. Like this. And if these four columns are subjected to vertically downward axial forces, then if you look at this system is a parallel force system because all the four forces are vertical and line of action is parallel to each other. Now, parallel force system is again subdivided into two types. First is like parallel and second is unlike parallel. Now, what is like parallel force system? The same example is applicable for like parallel. Like parallel force system is the system in which direction is also same. Forces are parallel as well as direction is same. So all the four forces are acting in the vertically downward direction. Or previous example, both the nails are subjected to vertically downward forces. So direction is also same. So this is the like parallel force system. And in second case, obviously, you may analyze or you may visualize what should be this another system. Okay, no need to explain. It's the system in which forces are parallel but directions are opposite, not same. So what is a very famous example of unlike force system? It's a beam, support reactions of the beam. If you consider the example of the beam, let me erase this. If you consider the example of the beam, then the beam is a transverse member. It is supported on the two columns. The columns may be located at the ends or they may be intermediate supports. Okay, depending upon determinacy. That we will see later on. And this beam is subjected to vertically downward forces. Now if you look at this system, these external forces, this one and this one, these two external forces are acting in vertically downward direction, and these two reactions offered by the column are acting in vertically upward direction, so that system will be balanced and it is in equilibrium. But if you look at this system, if you categorize this system under the systems of forces, then the system is unlike parallel, because two of the forces are vertically upward and two of the forces are vertically downward. So that extremely simple to understand. And if you look this, the system is coplanar also, because the object is two-dimensional. We are only considering two dimensions of the beam. We are neglecting width of the beam. So object is two-dimensional, as well as all the forces are lying in the same plane in which object is lying. All these forces are lying in this plane of whiteboard. If you consider this whiteboard as a plane, then this entire figure is in the same plane. So that is a coplanar, as well as that is unlike parallel. So any system is a combination of individual systems. Please understand this. If you get the system of forces in front of you, and if you have to analyze or if you have to recognize that system of forces, a system is not recognized by a single name or by individual system. It's a combination of different systems. For example, this system is called as coplanar unlike parallel force system, because all the forces are in the same plane, as well as line of action is parallel but acting in the different directions. So likewise. And last system is general force system, where general force system is what? The system which do not come under any category. For example, if you consider this cuboid, actually it is not a cuboid, it is a rectangle. Cuboid is a solid figure that we will see later on. And if this cuboid is subjected to the systems of forces like this, then this forces, if you extend line of action of the forces, they will not meet at one point. Okay, let us extend it. So they are not meeting at a common point. So it's non-concurrent. The line of action is not parallel to each other, so they are non-parallel. As well as all the forces do not share a single line of action, so they are non-collinear. So it do not come under any category. So it's a general force system, but forces are lying in the same plane. That's it. Okay. So this is a general force system. Now a coplanar is finished. A second is non-coplanar. Now non-coplanar is again subdivided into the same categories. Only difference is that when you consider non-coplanar force system, then a system will not be collinear. Let me try to explain in a very simple language. Consider a collinear system. Any collinear system you consider. Let us take the previous example. Previous example of a rod. You consider this rod, and if you consider these collinear forces, now there always exists a plane which can pass through all these collinear forces. If all the forces are sharing a single line of action, then you can always pass a single plane through all the forces, and therefore a system may either be collinear or non-coplanar. The combination is not possible. Please try to understand this. Okay, it's very important that when you are categorizing non-coplanar force system, then it may contain concurrent, it may contain parallel, but it do not contain collinear, because collinear force system is always a coplanar system, because so you can always pass a single plane which can cover all these collinear forces, because they are sharing the same line of action. So please try to understand this concept, because eventually it looks simple, but it's very important to understand it, okay? Because you will need it in the further topics of the engineering mechanics. So all the concepts of engineering mechanics are finished, all the systems of engineering mechanics are finished. In the non-coplanar system also you will get the same classification: concurrent, non-coplanar concurrent, non-coplanar parallel, again unlike parallel, unlike parallel. Previously we have seen example of the foundation, rock foundation. So if you remember that example, then you can also remember that the forces were parallel but not passing through the same plane. They were not acting in the same plane, the planes were different. So that was a system of non-coplanar and like parallel. So non-coplanar like parallel system. Okay. Then you can also think of the example of kite. If you look at the example of the kite and forces acting on the rope of the kite are non-coplanar but collinear. They are collinear, they are acting along the line of action. The rope of the kite will act as the line of action of the kite, or line of action of the forces in the forces which are developed in that rope of the kite. And that forces must be tensile, because rope, cable, these are the tensile members. They cannot bear the compressive forces, they can only carry the tensile forces. And there will be two tensile forces because the system must be in equilibrium. These two forces will balance each other. And these two forces will share the same line of action. But the kite will fly anywhere. The kite will fly anywhere. It will not share the same plane. And therefore both the forces will lie in a different place. So that's the example of non-coplanar and collinear force system. So this is the combination of the different force system. Now we have seen everything on the board. Now we will go through the images, we will go through the presentation of these force systems, and we will see different images so that you will get clear idea of how these systems are applied in the field of civil engineering. Okay? Okay students, so now we have seen all the concepts, but what is most important is the revision. Revision is the key for the success, especially in the competitive examinations. So we have seen all the concepts theoretically. Now we will see and we will go through the images of the practical applications and how to practically apply the systems of forces. Next please. So as I have already explained to you, what is a force? According to Newton's first law of motion, force is the external agency. It is externally applied which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion of the body. Every time the force will not be able to change the state of the body, but it will obviously try to change the state of the body. Okay, so that is the force. Force is a vector quantity. This is very important. There are two types of the quantities, scalar and vector. A force is a vector quantity because it must be described by its magnitude, its direction, its point of application and its sense. Sense means the force may be of pushing nature or it may be of pulling nature. It may be acting away from its point of application or it may be acting towards its point of application. So that is called as a sense. So these are the systems of the forces. The tree diagram of the systems which you have already seen. The systems of the forces subdivided into two broad categories, coplanar, non-coplanar. And if you look here, coplanar is divided into collinear, concurrent, parallel and general. Non-concurrent, non-parallel, general. And parallel is again divided into like parallel and unlike parallel. But if you look in the non-coplanar system, collinear is absent. As I have already explained to you why the collinear is not considered in the non-coplanar system. So rest everything is same. Next. This is the system of the planes which I have already explained, and positive directions of the axis are defined by using the left hand thumb rule which we have already seen. So these three planes are mutually perpendicular which are very useful to visualize the objects, the different solid figures and different plane figures. Next. Okay, now these are the practical images of how the systems of the forces are applied. First of all, we will see the individual systems of the forces, individual names, and then we will see the same figures and then we will see the combined name of that system. So first, coplanar force system. Why this force system is called as coplanar? Because these forces, there are four forces acting on this truss. This is a truss. As a civil engineer, everybody know how the truss looks like. So this is a truss. Which type of truss is shown? Cantilever truss. Okay. So while moving with the syllabus, we will also see the basics of the mains in the strength of materials or in the structural analysis. So this is a truss, cantilever truss is subjected to the forces, and truss as well as forces are lying in the same plane. Let me call the plane at XY plane. So it's a XY plane. So it is a coplanar system of forces. And this is non-coplanar force system where the block is held together by using three different cables. And these three cables, all these three cables are tensile members. Please remember, cable cannot carry compressive forces. If you try to compress it, it will sag down. And these forces do not lie in the same plane, or in other words, you cannot pass a single plane which can pass through these three forces. So it's a non-coplanar system of forces. Next please. Okay, now concurrent system and non-concurrent force system. Now you are very familiar of this figure. It's a detail of the joint of the truss. The truss joint looks like this. It's a gusset plate and these are the members of the trusses. Generally they are made up of the steel and they are in most of the cases made up of the single angle section. And these single angle sections are arranged and connected at a joint with the gusset plate by using bolted connection or welded connection. Here you can see it's a bolted connection, and according to assumptions of the truss, every truss member is axial member. So every member is subjected to the axial forces. Some are axial compressive, some are axial tensile. And eventually the line of action of every force, this black color line indicates line of action of the force. every line of action is eventually passing through a common point. This is the common point, and therefore this system of the forces is concurrent system of the forces. Okay, so therefore the truss analysis is always based on the method of joints, and when you are dealing with the method of joints, you will consider the system as a concurrent system. And non-concurrent system is a clear figure. The line of action of forces is not passing through a common point. Its point of intersections are different for different forces. So it's a non-concurrent force system. Please, next. Now, collinear and non-collinear force system. As you are referring to these two figures, we have already seen this same figure in the previous explanation. The block is subjected to two axial forces. This is the axis of the block. This red line indicates axis of the block. Is subjected to two forces, and both forces are sharing same line of action. So it's a collinear force system. And in this case, the same block is taken, but now the forces are given some inclination. The forces are not axial, they are given some inclination with reference to horizontal axis, and the line of action of both the forces are now different. They are not sharing same line of action, and therefore this system is called as non-collinear force system. Next please. Now parallel force system. We are taking the practical example of parallel force system, the same example we have explained. So this is the rough foundation, and we are considering 4 columns of the rough foundation. All the 4 columns are situated at 4 corners of the rough foundation, and as you know, column is a compressive member. Column is axial compressive member because it will always carry the axial compression, and therefore all the forces are acting in the vertically downward direction because they are compressive for the column. And each line of action is vertical, so all the line of actions are parallel to each other, as well as direction of all the forces is same, so it is like parallel force system. And next is unlike parallel force system, where we are considering table and a book is kept over the table. The self weight of the book will be vertically downward, and a reaction given by 4 legs of the table will be vertically upward. So line of action is parallel to each other, but direction of all the 5 forces is not same. If you look at F1, F2, F3, F4, and if you omit this W, then system will be converted into like parallel, and if you consider W, the same system will be converted into unlike parallel. So that's it. Next please. Now we will see the combination. What is the statement now? The force system is a combination of individual systems of forces. In other way, any force system is completely recognized by more than one individual systems. So if you consider any figure, the figure cannot be recognized by only one name. It can be analyzed, it can be recognized, it can be identified by more than one names. So we will consider same figures now, and we will see the actual proper complete name of that force system. So this is the system. All the forces are lying in the same plane, so it is coplanar. Then the line of action will not meet at the common point, so it is non-concurrent. As well as line of action of these 4 forces is not parallel. If you refer to these 3 forces, 6 kN, 4 kN and 2 kN, and if you omit this 3 kN, then it will be converted into like parallel, no doubt. But now if you have to consider all the forces acting on the truss, then it must be a non-parallel force system. So its complete name is coplanar, non-concurrent, non-parallel force system. And again there will be 2 reactions here. This is hinge support and this is roller support. So 2 reactions here, 1 reaction here, and therefore the system will always be non-parallel system for the truss. This example, the forces are not lying in the same plane, so it is non-coplanar. But all the tensile forces which are acting in these 3 cables are eventually meeting at this common point, which is a hook. These 3 cables are tied at this hook, and then this block is tied with the help of this hook. And the self weight of this block is taken, balanced by these 3 forces, tensile forces in the cables. So this is non-coplanar, but it is concurrent. So total name is non-coplanar concurrent force system. Okay, I hope you are clear, and I hope I am reaching to you. Okay, if any doubt is there, please comment your doubt in the comment box. I will reach to you. Next, please. Okay, now this system, if you look at this system, the forces as well as members are lying in the same plane. You can pass a single plane which can pass through all the objects, all the 5 members, gusset plate, as well as 5 forces. So it's a coplanar system, and line of action of all the forces is meeting at a common point, so it is concurrent system. Next, this is the coplanar system because it is written here a plane, so it's a coplanar. Forces are acting in the same plane, therefore it is coplanar, but it is non-concurrent. and again line of action is not parallel to each other. Neither they are meeting at a common point nor they are parallel to each other. So it is coplanar, non-concurrent, non-parallel force system. Clear? I hope you are understanding. Next. Now this system, forces as well as object are lying in the same common plane, xy plane, which is the plane of the whiteboard. So it is a coplanar and they are sharing same line of action, so they are collinear. So coplanar, collinear. And this is what? Forces are lying in the same plane, so they are coplanar. And if you look at the line of action is parallel to each other, so they are parallel. But direction of the forces is not same, they are opposite, so it is unlike parallel. So coplanar, unlike parallel force system. That's it. Next, please. Now last, it's very easy. You can also tell this names of the system. If you look at this system, the forces are parallel to each other and acting in the same direction, so they are like parallel, but they are not sharing the same plane. You cannot pass a single plane which can cover all these four forces, therefore it is non-coplanar but like parallel. So non-coplanar, like parallel force system. And last, there are 5 forces in the system, and here also you cannot pass a single plane through all these 5 forces, and therefore it is non-coplanar, and all the 5 forces are not acting in the same direction even if they are parallel to each other. So they are unlike parallel force system. So non-coplanar, unlike parallel force system. So I think we have seen the practical images and we have seen almost all the combinations of the forces. So the first part of the mechanics, which is very basic, which forms the base of the further topics, is clear to you. I hope it is clear. I think I am successful in reaching this concept up to you. Now, these are our channels. We are on Instagram, we are on Telegram, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on WhatsApp. So these are our different channels, and you can reach up to us in any way you want. And if you have any doubt regarding current presentation, regarding systems of forces, please post your doubts on the Telegram or please call us, message us on the WhatsApp. We will be ready 24/7 to reach up to you and to solve your doubts. So thank you very much and have a good day.